Nokia once ruled the world, then vanished in just 6 years. This is how arrogance, slow decisions, and one fatal partnership destroyed a tech giant. Once, this Finnish company controlled 40% of the global market, symbolizing durability and connection for millions of people around the world. Yet, in just 6 short years, this massive technological empire vanished completely from the map, leaving behind only memories and dust. This was not merely a case of bad luck or market shifts. It was a collective suicide committed by top leadership. How does an invincible titan turn into a forgotten relic so quickly? The answer lies deep within their corporate culture. From the snowy headquarters in Finland, decisions were made that would ultimately seal the fate of thousands of loyal employees. We are looking at a financial chart that resembles a cliff, dropping vertically into an abyss of irrelevance and bankruptcy. It is a story about blindness at the very top, where success became the thick blindfold that prevented them from seeing reality. What exactly happened inside those meeting rooms? Why did they ignore the warning signs flashing brightly on every single dashboard? Let us rewind the clock to the era when Nokia was the undisputed king, ruling the world without a crown. Nokia possessed everything a company could dream of: unlimited capital, the most brilliant engineers, and absolute trust from global consumers. Their research and development labs were the envy of the industry, producing hardware that could withstand almost any physical impact. They defined pop culture with ringtones and games like Snake, embedding themselves into the daily lives of an entire generation. However, this overwhelming success birthed a dangerous virus within the organization, a toxic mixture of complacency and extreme corporate arrogance. They believed they were untouchable, sitting on a throne so high that they could not see the ground shifting beneath them. Any technology not invented by Nokia was dismissed as a mere toy, unworthy of serious attention from the market leaders. Internal politics began to replace innovation, as managers fought for territory instead of fighting for the future of mobile technology. They ignored emerging trends, convinced that they dictated what the customer wanted, rather than listening to what the customer actually needed. The company became a fortress with closed gates, locking out fresh ideas and locking in a slowly rotting strategic mindset. The sky seemed clear and blue, but a massive storm was brewing in Cupertino, ready to destroy their peaceful existence. In January 2007, Steve Jobs walked onto a stage and unveiled a device that changed everything forever. The iPhone was not just a phone. It was a pocket computer with a revolutionary interface that made buttons obsolete. While the public went absolutely crazy for the touchscreen experience, the executives at Nokia reacted with scorn and dismissive laughter. They mocked the iPhone as a fragile luxury item with terrible battery life. Certain that serious users would never switch, Nokia clung desperately to Symbian, an operating system that was clumsy, difficult to develop for, and completely unsuited for touch. Symbian was a leaking life raft, yet they refused to let go, believing their brand loyalty would save them from drowning. They failed to understand the ecosystem. Apple was selling a platform of applications, while Nokia was still just selling hardware. When they finally tried to make touchscreens, the result was a frustrating, laggy mess that alienated their remaining user base. The numbers started to slip, slowly at first, then accelerating into a landslide that no marketing campaign could possibly stop. The laughter in the boardroom stopped, replaced by a palpable panic as they realized the rules of the game changed. Then came the second blow. Google introduced Android, an open platform inviting every manufacturer to join the smartphone revolution. This was the golden opportunity for Nokia to pivot, to adopt a modern system and leverage their excellent hardware design. Instead, they chose to stand alone, refusing to join the Android alliance in a misguided attempt to protect their identity. They were paralyzed by indecision, debating internally while Samsung and others raced ahead, capturing the market with affordable Android devices. The new CEO issued the famous burning platform memo, admitting their situation was dire, but the reaction was too late. Desperate for a solution, leadership made a controversial decision that would prove to be the final nail in the coffin. They announced a strategic partnership with Microsoft, betting the entire company on the Windows Phone operating system, which was unproven. It was a marriage of two giants who were both struggling to stay relevant in the fast-paced mobile era. This announcement instantly made existing Nokia phones obsolete, causing sales to plummet even faster before the new phones were ready. The Lumia series arrived with bright colors and a unique interface, but the app ecosystem was simply empty and barren. Users bought the phone, but found no Instagram, no YouTube, and none of the apps their friends were using daily. Developers had no incentive to build for a third platform when iOS and Android already dominated 90% of users. Cash reserves were burning at an alarming rate as they tried to market a product that nobody was asking for. Shareholders watched in horror as the stock price, once the pride of Finland, disintegrated into almost nothing within months. Talented engineers left in droves, taking their skills to competitors who embraced the future instead of fighting against it. Every quarter brought more bad news, more losses, and more excuses from a leadership team that had completely lost control. The writing was on the wall. The independent Nokia that ruled the world was dead, waiting for a burial. In 2013, the inevitable happened. Microsoft announced it would acquire Nokia's mobile division for a bargain price. The iconic blue logo was taken down from buildings, marking the end of an era that once seemed eternal. It was a somber day for technology, proving that heritage and past success offer absolutely no protection against future disruption. During the final press conference, the CEO famously said with tears in his eyes, "We did nothing wrong, but we lost." This statement reveals the fundamental misunderstanding. They thought following the old rules was right, but the game had changed. Here at Business Failure Lab, we conclude that in the technology era, doing nothing wrong is actually the biggest mistake. Stability is a seductive trap. It comforts you while the world around you evolves at a breakneck and unforgiving speed. You must be willing to destroy your own past success to build the future, or someone else will destroy you. True innovation requires the courage to abandon what works today in order to discover what will work for tomorrow. Nokia serves as a permanent ghost in the machine, a warning to all market leaders who feel too comfortable. Don't let arrogance blind you. Adapt, evolve, or prepare to become a case study in our laboratory of failures. If you learned something from this analysis, please subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into business history. This is Business Failure Lab. Thank you for watching, and remember, the only constant in business is always change.